Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, I want to talk about James Harden. You guys thought I forgot about James Harden? I ain't forget about James Harden, man. I meant to do a video yesterday. I told you guys I was. My voice is all jacked up. I had to take a little bit of a back seat on the videos. But we're going to talk about James Harden today in this video. So much respect to all you guys out there that continue to support my channel. It really means a lot. Like I said, guys, it's truly humbling for all the true basketball fans that constantly standing up, supporting me, man. Thank you very much, guys. James Harden, again, I'm on the money again when it comes to James Harden, when it comes to a lot of these storylines playing out this season, guys. And James Harden, we might be able to label him the greatest choker in playoff history, or in his era, let's say. The greatest choker of his era, James Harden, who was also recognized as the greatest shooting guard of his era. Oh, goodness gracious. We're going to talk about it, guys. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I wanted to talk about this. My God, man, James Harden. You guys know. You guys know how I feel about James Harden. Now, if you guys remember, before the season started, I did a video on James Harden talking about how he was coming into this season in the best shape that he's ever been in. That's what he said coming into this year. Remember that. I did a video on this. There was an article done. They were celebrating and promoting James Harden, working out, his conditioning. He was coming into camp, the best shape he's ever been. That was James Harden's words. Best shape I've been in my life coming into this season. And I told you guys in that video, that's not really saying much when James Harden is saying, oh, it's the best shape I've been in my life, because James Harden's not known for being in shape like that. So for him to say that, it's not really impressive, but nonetheless, James Harden said that. He promoted that before the season. And he was saying how he was going to be able to be more durable down the stretch. He was going to have the conditioning, so he wouldn't be as tired at the end of the season, right? He'd be able to give more effort and do different things. This is what he was talking about in the article. The conditioning was going to allow him to be better, right? Did we see that from James Harden this season? What did we get from James Harden this season? We got typical James Harden. James Harden is a regular season hero, a regular season warrior. He'll put numbers up during the regular season, right? He'll look impressive during the regular season, right? His teams might even win some games during the regular season. But when the playoffs come, right? When the lights turn the brightest, when the pressure rises, this is when James Harden folds up. This is when James Harden gets exposed. This is when everything he does in the regular season doesn't show up in the playoffs. This is typical James Harden. This is becoming his MO. This is what he does. More so than anything else, James Harden chokes. James Harden turns the ball over. Never really there when you need him the most consistently. He's not there. So what do you get from James Harden? You'll get gains from James Harden like you did in this series against the Nuggets, where he'll score 30 points maybe one game. The next game, he'll score maybe 17 points, right? He'll score 22 points one game, and then game 7, he'll come out and drop 7. 7 points in game 7. This is typical James Harden. He's been doing this for years. And you still have James Harden fans? How are you a fan of James Harden? I ask anyone out there, right? How could you be a fan of LeBron James? How could you be a fan of James Harden? Like, I just don't understand how you can get behind these guys. John Morant? I'm a fan of John Morant? I mean, Zion Williamson? How do you root for these guys. I couldn't root for them. It's not just about the game. It's about everything else. Everything else that encompasses these people, man. Right? The professionalism, the integrity, the honor, right? The competitiveness, right? The toughness, playing with that love of the game. These guys, they're out there for the money and the fame. James Harden, more so than most. And this is part of the reason why I don't respect him, but you also don't have the game to go with it. I don't understand what people are looking at when they try to tell me James Harden is one of the greatest shooting guards of all time. I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm never going to see it. In that regard, call me Stevie Wonder, because I am blind to any of that kind of stuff as it relates to James Harden and his overall offensive game that they love to pump up. James Harden might be the most overrated offensive player of his era. To me, someone like Devin Booker is overrated offensively. Bradley Beal was overrated offensively. Kevin Durant, to me, is overrated offensively. But James Harden takes the cake. With those 5-step back threes he was shooting back in 2018. The man won an MVP on the strength of traveling and flopping, foul baiting. The man won an MVP on the strength of that. Think about that. That's why, to me, the most overhyped, the most over-celebrated player, probably James Harden. The man won an MVP. James Harden ain't winning an MVP in any other era. And we've talked about this in length. Do you really believe James Harden in the 50s is winning an MVP? Nope. And I don't want to hear no JJ Redick comments. Oh, you dropped James Harden in the 50s and they'll think he's a magician. They wouldn't even know what he's doing out there. Really? The dude wouldn't make a team. He'd be called for travels and carries. You can't play like that in them days. And he ain't tough enough, James Harden. He ain't durable enough, James Harden. Those are the facts. That dude ain't winning no MVP in the 50s. In the 60s, it's even more of a laugher. He's winning MVPs over Bill Russell, over Wilt Chamberlain, over Bob Pettit or Jerry West or Oscar Robertson. Hell no. Not a no, but a hell no. Willis Reed and, some of these other guys. Is he winning an MVP in the 70s over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Because remember, your contemporaries back in them days got to vote for you. Who the hell's voting for James Harden for MVP? In them days, no one. He ain't win no MVP over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, over Moses Malone, over Bill Walton, over Dr. J. No way, man. No way. He ain't the scorer of a Iceman Gervin. He don't got that kind of game. He just ain't that dude, man. So we talk about these eras, the 80s, right? Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, right? Is he winning MVP over those guys in the 80s? Laughable at best. At best. The 90s. No MVPs for James Harden in them eras over Jordan or Olajuwon, Robinson, Shaquille, right? Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, Clyde Drexler, Reggie Miller, John Stockton, Gary Payton. He ain't win no MVP over them dudes, man. It's not happening, man. Not happening. 2000s, is he winning MVP over Kobe or Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett? Is he? Hell no. Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Allen Iverson. No way. No way. He can't shine them dude shoes. So let's think about this in another way now. The shooting guard position, which James Harden plays. And I've told you guys, I've had people come to my comments and try to tell me, hold on, James Harden, top 5 shooting guard all time. I've had people try to tell me in the comment section, it's Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and then James Harden. People trying to promote this, trying to sell me this. Nope, don't see it, never will. I told you, to me, James Harden is probably not even a top 10 shooting guard. He's probably not. That's in my opinion. But I'm giving you guys a historical perspective here. All right? We're not talking about the NBA over the last 10 years, 15 years. So they'll promote James Harden as the greatest shooting guard of his era, the 2010s. That's how weak the era is. James Harden in the 2000s ain't the greatest shooting guard. Is he a better shooting guard than Kobe Bryant? Was he a better shooting guard than Ray Allen? Was he better than those guys? Right? There's just a couple guys right there. We think about the 90s. Is he a better shooting guard than Michael Jordan or Clyde Drexler? I don't believe so. Was he better than Allen Iverson at shooting guard position? I'm not putting him above Allen Iverson. What about George Gervin that I mentioned? Not better than George Gervin. Like I said, is he better than Ray Allen? Is he better than Kobe Bryant? Right? These are the shooting guards of NBA's history. Reggie Miller, I'm not putting James Harden above Reggie Miller. I don't give a damn what none of y'all fools say. You guys keep telling me, oh, James Harden could do this, he could do that. No, he can do that under these weak officiating standards. Carrying, traveling, flopping, and foul baiting. The dude is lame. He ain't leading nobody nowhere. Clyde Drexler led his team to a finals. Twice. Twice. 90 and 92. A lot of people don't remember that though, right? No. Reggie Miller led his team to a finals. James Harden ain't never done it. And he's played with a lot of talent, man. Once again, Reggie Miller and some of these other guys, they had a battle against Michael Jordan their whole careers. I don't want to know he had no excuse for James Harden. Kobe Bryant obviously led his team to championships. So what are we saying here, man? These are the facts, guys. Allen Iverson led his team to a finals. Is he greater than Jerry West, who I have as a shooting guard? Hell no. He nowhere close to Jerry West. Is he better than Dwayne Wade? I'm not putting him above Dwayne Wade as shooting guard. So once again, how many guys I just mentioned here? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Jerry West, Dwayne Wade, Clyde Drexler, Allen Iverson, Reggie Miller, George Gervin, Ray Allen. That's 9 guys already. I don't see James Harden nowhere in sight here. But for his era, he's the greatest shooting guard of his era. That's how weak his era is. That's LeBron James' era. These dudes are weak. You're telling me James Harden's a great shooting guard of his era? I'm not putting him above Dwayne Wade. Once again, Dwayne Wade led his team to a championship. James Harden's a sixth man, a glorified sixth man that became a star because hit Mike D'Antoni's system. Think about that. Insane. James Harden, the greatest choker of his era. Remember you had Daryl Morey saying, oh, James Harden is the greatest scorer of all time. He's greater scorer than Michael Jordan. Dude dropped 7 points in game 7. 7 points. That's typical James Harden, though. That was like, oh, he had a bad game. You know, but that's a typical James Harden playoff game. Go out there and take a bunch of shots, miss a bunch of shots. Don't play no D. You don't impact the game in any other way. There's nothing else you can do. If James Harden is not scoring, what else is he doing? Don't tell me James Harden's playmaking. I don't want to hear about his playmaking. Because once again, the amount of assists that he gets versus the amount of turnovers that he commits is terrible. It's mediocre, guys. Mediocre at his his assist to turnover ratio. He's a turnover machine. Once again, another guy who dribbles the air of the ball, controls the ball, and what did I tell you guys? That I was right on the money from the beginning. You will never win with James Harden. I said that. The Clippers had a good team. He's playing with Kawhi Leonard and a bunch of other guys. And still, James Harden is a weak link. Everywhere he goes, he's a weak link. The Clippers should have kept Russell Westbrook and never brought in James Harden. They should have never brought him in. But they did for whatever reason. People really believe James Harden got skills. It's so laughable that James Harden is still celebrated. It doesn't make any sense. How is he still an all-star? James Harden? No. These guys are not all-stars anymore. James Harden is not like that. But he's the greatest scorer of all time. They promote him. Insane. Won an MVP. I said it. You will never win with James Harden on your team. He's not a winner. He's a loser. But they try to make it seem like Russell Westbrook's not a winner. He's a loser. Nah, James Harden's a loser. He don't win. All this guy does is dribble and shoot. He does nothing else. He's done nothing else. Entire career. And even that he's not doing. James Harden was never a great scorer like that, dude. He was out there chucking up shots, carrying and traveling, getting a billion free throws. That's how he got that scoring titles. That's how he got that fraudulent MVP, playing in Mike D'Antoni's system. That made James Harden. This guy's played with all kinds of talent, but could never get over the hump. He had a home court advantage, 2018, couldn't get over the hump. Choked it up in the finals, in Western Conference Finals. In Game 7, typical James Harden. Shooting up bricks, doing nothing else. Not playing defense, not rebounding, not being a leader, not galvanizing your team, not maximizing the guys around you. None of this stuff. James Harden. Biggest choke of his generation. That dude won an MVP. Insane, guys. This is crazy. And another year goes by, another choke job from James Harden. You're not winning with Ben Simmons and James Harden on your team. I'll never root for a James Harden team. Never root for someone like him. Any team, I don't care what team he goes to. I ain't rooting for him. And this dude needs to hang it up. James Harden should have been retired years ago. These guys are hanging around for the money and fame. They don't care about the game like that. And James Harden's a loser. He's not a winner, man. He don't do anything else on the court to win. He doesn't impact winning. He doesn't know how to win. We talked about the beginning of the year. Oh, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm in the best shape I've been in. The best shape I've been in years. Which ain't saying nothing. You ain't never been in shape, dude. You could have shined my shoes in fitness, man. And you're a professional athlete. You get paid to be in shape, and you're not in shape. That's why I laugh at these guys. They literally get paid to be athletes, to be in shape, and yet they don't take it serious enough. It's a joke to these guys. They don't know how to exercise or eat right. None of it. They don't care. And that's why you don't show up when it matters most. Your game is overrated, overhyped. These are the facts. You guys know the deal, man. James Harden. Does James Harden, right? James Harden is going to do James Harden things. But you have people out there trying to celebrate this man as one of the top 3, top 5 shooting guards of all time. One of the top 3, top 5 scorers. Hell no. If you need a basket, you going to James Harden? You need a basket? You going to James Harden? I'm not going to James Harden. But he's the greatest scorer of all time. Insane, guys. You guys know these are the facts, man. James Harden exposed himself again. And I've been on the money with the playoffs, with the regular season. Everything that I said, playing out that way. I said Clippers ain't winning. Ain't no one winning with James Harden. Boom, knocked out first round. I told you guys, don't worry about the Lakers having it rigged for them. Oh, it's sports and fitness rant. You crazy. They're going to rig it for LeBron James. They can't rig it for him. If they're going to rig it, everyone else has to be in on it. Everyone else ain't in on it. It's only LeBron James and his referees. It ain't enough. I told you guys. I called it. I said LeBron James on below it. He's the weak link. He's so bad, even when they try to give him help, it's not enough. I was on the money with it. It wasn't enough. He still hit the side of backboards at the end of the games. Still turned the ball over. Still choked it up. Still didn't play no defense. Still didn't get across half court. The referees can't hit the shots for you. They can't get you off course half court for you. Look at Nikola Jokic. I was on the money with the Nikola Jokic stuff. You guys are crying and moaning to me about my Nikola Jokic takes. But I'm on the money, guys. I said, this dude is not the MVP this year. And you guys keep crying to me about he ain't got no help. He's carrying Denver all year. These guys are not consistent. These guys are not top 75. They never made an all-star. You guys sound insane. I said, this dude's got more help than many. He's got players around him. No, they're not the greatest team of all time. He's the greatest teammates of all time. They're not better without him. But damn it, them dudes help. And in the playoff series, I was vindicated. 100% vindication. All his teammates literally delivered when it mattered most. Because Nikola Jokic was folding up in them fourth quarters. If it wasn't for Aaron Gordon, if it wasn't for Jamal Murray, if it wasn't for Russell Westbrook, they were calling him, Russell Westbrook. If it wasn't for Christian Brown, Michael Porter Jr., if it wasn't for these guys in certain situations and different moments, they lose that series easy. Those guys are playing defense behind Nikola Jokic. Those guys are out offensive rebounding Nikola Jokic. They stepped up in the fourth quarters more than Nikola Jokic. But he's playing with bums. So much so you guys try to make it seem as if he needed to be MVP level, average a 30-point triple-double for them to have a chance of winning. When in reality, the man was not MVP level like that. He was good, but he wasn't great, especially in the fourth quarters, and they still came through for him. Everything I said, 100% right. 100% right. And what we're seeing now from James Harden is vindication again. And we all know, and most of us agree, James Harden is completely overblown, overrated, overhyped, and the biggest playoff choker of his era. No one's choked more than him. Like I said, the way he goes out there. I mean, think about the games that he played on the Sixers in the postseason. Choke jobs left and right, man. Like I said, that Houston Rockets playoffs runs, just folding up when it mattered most, playing down to where you were in the regular season. So the regular season, James Harden's great. He like Lamar Jackson. You great in the regular season, but when the playoffs come, you fools fold up. You guys are half the man you are in the regular season. That's typical James Harden. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.